Let's talk about food security fears, which are on a rise due to the continued blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. The UN World Food Programme and the International Monetary Fund have warned that surging fertilizer costs driven by the Iran crisis threaten to push an additional 45 million people into acute hunger. The international bodies project that if the West Asia disruptions continue through to the mid of this year, the crisis could bring total global hunger to a record of over 360 million. The Hormuz disruptions have led to shipping and manufacturing delays, and as a result, fertilizer costs have skyrocketed, with urea prices increasing by about 46% in March from pre-war levels. About one-third of global fertilizer materials pass through the Strait of Hormuz that has potentially threatened agricultural output globally. The key waterway has seen a critical choke, disrupting supplies to Africa and Asia. The World Food Programme warns that 45 million more people could face food insecurity, bringing the total number of hungry to record levels. Countries in sub-Saharan Africa and Asia that rely heavily on imports are at the highest risk in all of this. The crisis is heavily linked to disruptions in the energy markets. High natural gas prices, which is a primary feedstock for nitrogen fertilizer, and higher transportation costs have added to this crisis. The IMF has called for immediate global cooperation, including smarter policies and targeted support to mitigate the impact on the most vulnerable populations. In fact, IMF's managing director, Kristalina Georgieva, said that the world needs to work together on food shortages, especially since the economic growth is already shaky, even if peace efforts succeed. The countries at the highest risk of acute hunger and famine are predominantly driven by conflict. Nearly two-thirds of the global population facing high acute food insecurity is concentrated in just 10 countries. That list includes, as you can see, Nigeria, Sudan, South Sudan, Democratic Republic of Congo, Gaza, Syria, Yemen, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Myanmar. These are the regions that are now at the highest risk of acute hunger. Separately, a 2026 survey indicates most American farmers are struggling to afford necessary fertilizer, leading to severe financial strain for about 70% of the farmers. U.S. farmers are now seeking bailouts following a historic fertilizer price shock driven by supply disruptions and higher fuel costs. Farm bankruptcies had jumped 46% last year due to the soaring input costs. The Trump administration gave a $12 billion aid package to farmers in December last year. And now, U.S. farmers are seeking additional aid specifically to cover for surging fertilizer costs.